Wow, good job blocking. Well, you know.
So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. This to tie things up in the final minute. Gonzalez's kick is good. And they will tie this game here in the final minute of play. I tell you, the life of a kicker. He has not been called on the entire game. He's over
Who
there by
needs a
the
field
net, but
goal?
they send him out here in the fourth quarter and say, hey, go tie the game, will you? And guess what? He comes through.
I just don't know how they do it. I really don't. These cats are a different breed from you and me. That's a pressure kick, but that one was never in doubt.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And Charles, obviously not much time left. I'm curious to see if there's enough for them to get into field goal range and try to win this thing.
And partner, you and I both know the save calls to kneel
Didn't
and
get
just
his
take it
foot
into
down.
overtime. But it's also very tough to pass up a chance to win it right now as well. But remember, if you do attempt that, it's got to be a big play downfield and still leave yourself enough time to get your field goal unit out there and kick for the win.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Meanwhile, Cousins' throw pulled in by Jefferson. And here come the whistles at a timeout with 7 seconds left. Here's Cousins.
Oh,
And it's incomplete, broken up. But there is a flag down. Let's see what that's about. So it's the call, and it does not look to be going over too well on the defensive side.
On their sideline, because I believe their head coach is saying right now, hey, you've got to call that both ways.
Now Cousins. And this one right back into the hands of
didn't get the
Jefferson.
timeout time.
And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First hit.
So it's the 49ers who will get the football first with a chance to win it here in overtime. And they will play it safe here and bring this one out to the 25. San Francisco set to go on offense once more. All set up for them right now, Charles. Opening possession of overtime. They've got the football. They also obviously have this home crowd behind them in a big way.
They get that extra energy from them, but they've got to be careful not to let that adrenaline get away from them and play too fast or create errors of their own making. Use that energy, embrace it, but make sure they channel it the right way. They've got a chance to go downfield, score a touchdown, and end this game.
And he is going to lose yardage here. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down. Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. Lance with a first throw in overtime. Buying time. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Grant, nowhere to run.
He couldn't get away there on 3rd down. The pressure too much, and he's sacked for a loss of 12.
Well, many times when you talk about mobile quarterbacks, you get the sense that they feel like they can get out of any bad situation. They keep moving around and trying to emulate guys like the Scrambler or the Dodger. Instead, they keep losing yardage and losing yardage and digging themselves a hole that they can't get out of.
Oh.
So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. Well, their defense did the job, got off the field without giving up any points. And now, Charles, all they need here is a field goal, and they get the victory.
Yeah, and this is the way I love overtime. I'm one of those really, really old school guys It's like sudden death right from the beginning. Well, we've got it now because any points wins the game. On defense, get a safety, a pick six, fumble return, you can win it as well. So I'm really looking forward to this series and see how both sides play it.
Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just described, we're in OT, you've got to go to the guys you can trust and you know are going to make the plays. Well, they say it's not the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmies and the Joes.
He'll get this one down near the
Yes, get
20-yard
Alan.
line,
Never
just
give
shy
up.
of the 20. It's another first down. I want to be a gain of 21 yards.
And when you have
You
success
never give
throwing the
up.
football, the old cliche becomes true. The playbook opens up wide, and these screen passes, they become even more difficult to stop.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They'll try the wide side with Cook. And a couple of yards as they move it from the 21 to the 19. And I know you with every carry, especially in overtime, you're just saying, if you're that ball carrier, hold on to the football.
Hold on to it, protect it, but not necessarily settle it because you're trying to get to the end zone. You're trying to end the game right here. I know the defensive guys poking, clawing, breaking, trying to knock the ball free and protect their end zone.
Yeah, like you alluded to, especially this part of the field. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. And he'll only get this to the 17, well shy of what he needed. 4 yards on the pickup there, but it's going to take him to fourth down. Tension building. Here's Greg Joseph. And the 49ers going to take another timeout. They'll be down to just one remaining as we step aside here in overtime. And now this game's going to come down to the right leg of their kicker. This to win it in overtime. And he got it. The kick is good in overtime. He's able to split the uprights. And it'll be a fun time in the Twin Cities tonight. The Vikings win it. And for the visitors, it is going to be a happy flight home. It is always such a treat, Charles, in the NFL when you can go on the road and get a victory, and that's exactly what they accomplished.